Hi fashionistas, happy Thursday, and today I'm going to be doing the sweater weather tag, so if you want to keep watching and see this video by me, so stick around. So I've been tagged by Vanilla Sky 3010, and she is an Israeli YouTuber and she did it in Hebrew, and I did this video already in Hebrew. So if you want to click and see this video in Hebrew, I'll put the link, I'll put a direct link here, and you're more than welcome to go check that out. And if you want to watch this in English, this is the channel to watch. This is the video to watch, and I'm just going to read from the list of questions that were posted by Miss Glamorazzi. Yay, Ingrid! And I'm going to get started, and there's going to be several things that I'm going to be pointing out as I go along because certain things are not so relevant. So I'm going to start by saying that I'm going to start actually with the what's the weather like where you live? I can't remember what number question is this. But I'm going to start with what's the weather like where you live. So I might have mentioned this before. I live in Israel, and I live in a city by the sea. So I am on a plane, and the weather here, it does not snow in Ashkelon where I live. It does snow in other parts of Israel. In fact, the last weekend there was a horrible storm here to the degree that it snowed in Jerusalem for about, it was like between 70 to 90 centimeters tall. That's like that's an amazing amount of snow, and from my parents tell me that's an amazing amount of snow for anywhere, even places where it snows on a regular basis. And of course in Israel we're not really equipped to deal with snow, so of course everything was kind of, you know, out of commission for a while. But where I live there's no snow, although with climate change, whether people say that within 5 years we're going to start getting snow here as well, which is kind of weird because the only time there's been snow in the past 50 years, it's like been once, and it was like 50 years ago again. Anyways, it does rain, it is cold, it's really cold. The winds are usually a real big problem because the wind just makes you feel like it's far colder than it really is. And the thing is in the summer it doesn't rain here, which is something that when I'm in the States I can really tell the difference. It really feels different, and I like it, but it's different for me. So I'm going to start reading from the questions. The first question is, what is your favorite candle? And my favorite candle right now is the apple scented candle from IKEA. Actually, it's doing a wonderful job spreading the aroma in my room, and I really like it. Coffee, tea, or hot chocolate? I'm not a coffee drinker. My mom is a huge coffee drinker. Everybody when I say that I'm not a coffee drinker, people think it's really weird because I don't know if it's like this in the States. Also, we don't have all the weird kind of, well, not weird, but very, we don't have the same variety of coffee flavors from Starbucks. Starbucks didn't really catch on here when it came into Israel. I guess Israelis weren't really into it, and coffee is just a very simple coffee as a general rule here, with milk, and that's pretty much it. But I don't like coffee, and I only drink tea when like you're in a situation where people are asking you what do you want to drink. I guess it's a cultural thing, but tea is definitely a cultural thing. And I prefer, there's phases where I go through that every now and then is a year that during the winter that I'm really into tea. I'm usually into like very simple tea, regular tea what I call, or what's it called, green tea with like lime and stuff like that. Then I like mine sweet. But the fact is that I kind of really like hot chocolate, and I like mine with like melted, you put like chocolate coins in the bottom, and then you pour hot milk over it, and that's the perfect chocolate milk. You can always add just a little bit of hazelnut or cinnamon, and it's like, oh, it's the best thing ever. Well, this memory might be more of a winter memory, but there isn't very, Where I live, again, there's like summer and there's like winter and there's like very small phases in between that are like kind of weird weather. We don't really have, it's not a 4-season climate. It's more like a 2 and extras kind of climate. So this is more, I think, like a winter memory. I was with my mom downtown and my brother and my sister, and it was a huge, like a really long power, what's it called in English? The power was out. And I remember we were so wet and it rained. It was like unexpected and we were still kind of in summer clothes. And I remember getting to the car in the parking lot and just, it was like so peaceful because we stopped getting wet. And then I remember when we got home, my mom turned on the hot water boiler and we went in and we took this hot showers. I just remember that because we were all sitting there in our wet clothes waiting for the hot water to come in. And I remember that because it's one of the best showers ever, I guess, which is a weird memory, but when you're so cold and wet, hot showers are just like really the best. Well, I think that I like both trends and I actually like them together, a winged eyeliner with a dark lip. And the fact is that winged eyeliner is more difficult to do because you have to make your eyes identical. So for somebody as crooked as I am, that's a real problem. But a dark lip requires you to kind of make sure that it's not clashing with anything you're wearing or your eyes. Well, winged eyeliner tends to go better with everything. So my answer would be a winged eyeliner simply because it works better. I'm into vanilla smells and what's called the purple category, purple smells and scents. Right now I'm going to be, I don't want to open it, but I'm a Thierry Mugler snob, and right now I have a special winter edition from my favorite perfumes, but I'm not opening it because I have too many perfumes open. But that's definitely the smell that I want to try and have fun with. It's like Angel, but a little bit deeper and more of an amber kind of scent to it. Well, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but knowing what Thanksgiving is and what kind of foods you have in Thanksgiving, I definitely vote for the pumpkin pie. Well, I mentioned before, autumn doesn't really exist. We don't have colorful leaves and, you know, a little bit chilly at night and stuff like that. We kind of full-blown go from like hot weather to cold weather all of a sudden. So I don't really have autumn, but I explained already what winter is like. Most worn sweater. Kitty! It's my kitty sweater. Do you like my kitty? This sweater is from ASOS. I got it last winter. I'm not a big fan of winter-fall fashion and fall-winter fashion, and I guess that's because I really like summer clothes, and I've always had issues with clothes being a big girl. But last winter, and I'm sorry my heating just kicked in, last winter I started like really enjoying having winter clothes. So, as I said, I started really enjoying winter clothes. And I started getting a few sweaters, and I also picked up a few things this winter. And I'm starting to be a little bit more sophisticated in the clothes that I wear and pick in general, not just for winter. So I'm not just going for princess and fairy dresses like my mom calls it. And my mom thinks that when I get older, and you know, when you get old, your fashion quirks become really obvious. So there's a high chance that I might be an 80-year-old grandmother walking around in Glinda dresses, like my mom says. That's what she calls them. You know, Glinda, the good witch from The Wizard of Oz. I don't have a particular one from any particular brand, but I really like dark gold and metallics and brown metallics and bronze and copper colors. I really like those kind of colors. I'm less attracted to the silver, the cold tones. I like the warm tones because I feel like they're warming me up. So I would say definitely jumping in leaf piles. Definitely leggings. every winter. It doesn't matter if I was ever into winter fashion. I kind of seem to be living in leggings, and this season for some reason I have my mom lost a bunch of weight and she gave me her old leggings, so they're either my size or one size up, which isn't too much of a big deal when you're wearing leggings, I guess, although I have to keep picking them up. But it's so comfortable, it's just perfect. So I live in leggings, and that's definitely my answer. I've never owned Uggs. I try to avoid wearing anything that has wool from sheep, knowing how sheep nowadays are grown and treated and the horrible things that we've done to them genetically. But combat boots kind of remind me, you know, when you're Israeli, a lot of Israelis have to go to the army, so it kind of reminds me of that. It's not so much of a trend so much as it's a nostalgic memory. And also the Dr. Martens kind of feel like something out of my early teenager years. I definitely prefer the combat boots. I might actually be getting a pair, but my answer for this is kind of neither. I really prefer just knee-length boots, and I like the ones that are flat and they feel almost like slippers. And in the winter I kind of wear my boots around the house, which is funny, but they're really comfortable. So type, no idea, never tried it. Right now I'm really into two TV shows. I'm really into Grey's Anatomy, which is amazing, and it's astonishing to me that they're 10 years in and they still haven't lost their edge. They've changed dramatically because they've been losing characters throughout the 10-year period, but they're definitely keeping it interesting. And the second show that I watch is Once Upon a Time, which I really have to keep on top of because my sister, that's pretty much the only show that she watches, and if I'm not up to date, my sister kind of tends to spoil and drop little hints and stuff like that every time I see her, so I try to keep up on top of that show, and I find it amazing. From the moment it started, I think by the third episode I was completely hooked, and I really like how the characters are all connected and how everybody turns out to be whoever they are, and I just find the show so wonderful. And it's like things that I like it because I'm able to guess what's going to happen, but not too early in advance, which I tend to do that a lot of times with certain movies. I guess because I think like a writer and I tend to think like a storyteller, I get into that mindset and I already know what's going to happen because I figured out that that's how I would set the scene and why is the scene set like that. And I notice little hints and stuff like that that later on when you figure out like how the plot turns out, that you go, oh yeah, in the beginning they had that and that. So I like that show because it's keeping me on my edge, but I'm still kind of slightly just ahead of it. The link down below. It's actually a Brandy song and it's never been made into a video as far as I know, a music video, but it's on one of her early albums, and it's Have You Ever, and it reminds me of my first love at age 15, which always kind of makes me feel warm because when you're 15 and you fall in love for the first time, you tend to go all into it, like you're completely obsessed. And we weren't together, I just had a huge crush on him that lasted almost till the end of high school, I think. And now when I look back at it, and actually I saw him like not too long ago, I was like, really? And he's so far away from my grown-up taste when it comes to men, so it's very interesting to me. But that song just kind of reminds me of that, and when I first started getting in touch with my feelings and writing, and it puts me in the mood to write. When there's rain outside, I tend to kind of really pull out my diary, and I don't know what I'm going to write, I just want to put words down to paper. And that's my cat at the door, and he's not allowed in this room. Joopty, check it! Anyways, that was my sweater weather tag, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I've mentioned this before, but I'm also going to be uploading more fashion. Yay! Fashion, because fashion is really where I started from blogging, and I'm going to be uploading. So if you have any requests, comments, or suggestions, you can leave them down in the comment box down below. And as always, all my links will be down in the description box, my Instagram, Twitter, my Facebook page, and my blog page. And did I miss something? My Twitter, did I say Twitter, Instagram? Twitter, Instagram, Twitter, Instagram, Twitter, Instagram. And Pinterest. Oh, I forgot Pinterest. Yes. And if you haven't seen these videos on the side here, you should go check them out. You can watch my latest vlog, or you can go check out my latest video. And as always, don't forget to subscribe. And if you like this video, you could also kind of share it. I'm trying to expand my fan base. So that's it. And if you like this video, as I said, give it a thumbs up and have a lovely day, girls. Bye. Him. Oh, there's a little teddy bear. There's a little teddy bear. There's a little teddy bear pussycat in here. There's a little teddy bear. There's a little teddy bear.